Let another woman's problems be someone else's headache. This is Woken Red Pill here. Brand new video, brand new topic, guys. Feel free to follow my channel, like the video, and share the video. Those of you who are interested, leave a like, comment down below. All is welcome and God bless. And once again, thank you for all the support and people who still support this channel, regardless of the growth and where this channel has come to in 2020. I wish to let nothing but the truth out, give my own opinions, my thoughts, some advice, and do what I do, which is best. Okay, here I go. Let's get it. So, from the title of the video and what I have repeated, this is all facts and truth. Every man and woman, anybody in general, would always cater to women in society. They would treat their daughters better than their sons. They will treat their mothers better than their fathers. They will support Mother's Day more than Father's Day. They would celebrate bad behavior than the same type of behavior that a father would do and shame him for it. This world is backwards. It makes no sense. A lot of children did not deserve to be born and did not ask to be abused and used by their own mothers to gain some wealth, money, and status. There's women out there who uses their children for financial support because the father is not there, or they choose not to be with the guy, or he just bounced. And it's not everyone else's fault that stuff like this happens. So society and the world should not be catering or simping to women with bad behaviors, especially for the ones that knew what the heck they were doing. Okay? Now, we already know how the world revolves around women, especially that one music video which still pissed me the heck off, and I deeply, dishonestly disagree with. If God Was a Woman by Ariana Grande. I made a video about that in the past before. It was not too long ago. For those of you who are interested in the video, you could check it out on my channel, on my thoughts on If God Was a Woman, by Ariana Grande. Look up my video, check my thoughts out, and see what I have to say. Now, it's always been a problem. It's always been sickening. And I have no issues if it's your girl, your wife, your hubby, whatever relationship that you have with the individual. I don't care. Society seems to hold on so much to women. It's like having a vagina will automatically give you a pass to go into shelter, to go into a marketing spree, use men. And there's women, believe it or not, there's women who people would rate a 3 or a 4 by looks, who attracts men who are like 9s and 10s. But those guys who are 9s and 10s, most of the times, those hot, good-looking guys, the ones who are handsome, attractive, in shape, right? Most cases, they're just looking for someone to just use and sleep with. Or other cases, which is very rare, they could actually genuinely love the woman, no matter what her looks is. Okay? And there's some women that are like that has the audacity to be a whore, to sleep around, and they face no consequences for it. The my body, my choice shame. They would use all these type of excuses to get away with a lot of things that they do because society has caped and saved women for centuries. Women and children, right? Women was always first for everything. In today's time, women have so much more power, more than men, that at the end of the day, regardless of men being in the office, men being presidents, women always has some type of upper hand to weaken a man, sinfully, by lust, by greed, by deceitfulness, and it all boils down to sin. We all have a freedom of choice. The choice of the matter is that a lot of men and women in general, because I know there's women who would say, oh, that's my female friend, I'll do this for her. But if it's another guy going through the same struggles or everything like that, right? They won't only do that for their boyfriend to where a degree they help them out or a guy that they like. That's it. This is reality. That is it. I don't agree with having female friends or anything like that, okay? So, moving along from this topic, right? You're at work. You have female coworkers. You may casually talk to them, bring up your spouse, your wife, husband, whatever it may be. But for most men, at the end of the day, you have to be real with yourselves. You don't have to deal with their problems. I have female coworkers that I'd overhear complain about their husbands, their boyfriends, being single. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, they have all these female coworkers that they are, sharing their thoughts with, their problems, right? All that would seem normal. But when you see other men quickly want to fight, act a certain way to get that same woman's attention, they pretend to listen to their problems and act like they care so they could get in their pants. Or in some cases, men would also do that because they want to get in a relationship with this woman, that they will use that as a reason to get to know the woman better. That's not an issue. The only problem is that if it's not genuine, right, and you're putting yourself up for this, you should ask yourself, why am I even wasting my time talking to her and listening to her problems? If you're a married man or you're in a committed relationship, to me, in my opinion, you have no business. I mean, for real, you have no business in being with another woman or spending time with any other female in that way, in that matter. Past the breaking point to where you feel like cheating could be involved, an affair could be involved. All that is draining. Who has the time in the world to have an affair, to cheat, to have a side chick? Doesn't people just want to relax and settle down with the right person? If you don't, and you're MGTOW, by all means, go MGTOW. Do you. Be red-pilled. Okay? Everyone in the end of the day has their own philosophy of life, especially men. And this is mainly a video to help other brothers out. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing other men, even at work, cater to women. You have nothing else to do? There was a guy who mentioned his wife, and he's going Google Gaga for another woman at work. And this is at a hospital. Okay? This is not to say that why I care. People can make it seem like, why do I care? Why am I paying attention to them? No, these are things that I notice. I'm not paying attention to it. I have too much time in my hands to be worrying about what another woman is doing with another man. And remember the title of the video, another woman. If you have a wife, you're married, a girlfriend, you're seeing somebody, right? This excludes them if you actually think to yourself, well, this woman understands the game and she's not the type to want to be catered to, okay? So she's not counted. But at the end of the day, from my opinion and from my own experience, even the thought of cheating, to me, is wrong. It's disgusting. It's a waste of time. You have to worry about STDs. You got to worry about herpes. You got to worry about so many things. You have to worry about always deleting your texts. Why can't the thing that best honesty would just flat out say, hey, I want us to separate. This is not working out. If you feel that you're not the type to be tied down in some way, some people called marriage to be, when marriage is not even that. Society tainted a bad image and a bad picture of marriage because the marriage is now belonging to the world, when God had said, let a man leave his parents' home and find a good thing and marry a wife. So he does not have to worry about fornication, committing adultery, and having unwanted pregnancies happen in his life. God set that order up for protection, to protect everyone. Because what happens when there's unwanted pregnancies? There's increased rates in abortion, increased rates in child abuse, increased rate in suicide. There's increased rate in extortion from the government. The more money the government is going to burn, the more taxes is going to skyrocket and increase. We're already in a coronavirus pandemic. There's people who are still willing to date anybody, but they're just afraid to do that because of how the world is now. The world is changing. It's not getting better. It may be improving in some ways, but in all reality, it's not getting better. Okay? And just point blank, I'm just being honest with you guys. You may have a female friend, whatever your belief may be, if you're single or not, right? Respect boundaries. To me, what is the point in having a female friend and having her number at the same time, and I already know that my partner would not like that at all? How would that make me feel or make her feel? If you're arguing with your partner and complaining that if you're arguing and complaining with your partner on why I can't talk to this girl or not, you're the bad guy in this picture. Because women could do the exact same shit. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to curse at all either. I'm just being honest and real here. The reason why I'm saying this is to let a lot of single men know how good they have it right now. You don't have to force yourself to deal with another woman because you find them attractive or you just want to sleep with them. If it's genuine and they already like you, a lot of women will make it easier for you. They will show you that they are interested. It could be choosing signals. They could give you an opening. They could ask what your name is, and you take things from there. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. You would know if someone likes you or not. That's common sense. You don't need to go on the internet for that. And at the end of the day, a lot of married men shouldn't be worrying about another woman in the first place. They shouldn't be worrying about them. Why do you care what Susan or Stacy or Brianna ex-boyfriend did? Oh, if I was your man, I would have done. Who cares? Let that be her problem. Why are you still with him? If you're a grown adult and you're talking to another grown adult and they're complaining about their life, but they're doing nothing about their life to change the situation, it's not your problem to guide them. It's not your choice to even do the things that you would want to do to provide for them. And what I mean by it being a choice, I get it, right? I take back what I said. It's a choice, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to cater to another human being by giving them free attention. And women has always seemed to get that type of ego because society made it easier for them. I blame the social media especially because it made it a lot worse, especially simps. There's women who caters to women. There's women who caters to other women. There's men who caters to women. When it's the opposite, the only men who's being catered to are the celebrities or the men that looks good or the guys who are players. That's about it. Even men who are really good looking, they don't even get approached like that. So let's just be real, okay? Looks is just another leeway to get by and make things easier for you in the dating market. But at the end of the day, people want to settle down with their equals. Someone that they could be comfortable with. Someone that they could share their mind and thoughts with. Someone that they have something in common with. You share the same common ground and same goals with your partner. Then you guys are Gucci, okay? If you don't, what is the point in keeping the other woman around? You're going to be wasting your time. This is coming from a man who's already married and red-pilled. I've been through crap. And I'm just going to be honest. I'm not perfect, okay? But I've realized for many men who's already in a relationship, you having your life together, you're trying to get your life together, you don't have time for a relationship, you don't have to put up with another woman's problem and give her free attention, especially if she's not interested in you. And if you feel you're getting a hit off of talking to her, or it's just to pass the time, by all means, that's understandable. Do your thing. But for me, from my own perspective, I'd rather keep things professional in the workplace. This whole Me Too era and crap and people reporting each other, it's gotten out of hand. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I have children I have to think about. I have a family I have to think about. I have things and goals and dreams that I have to think about. I don't have time to think about Debbie, Shayla, and whoever. And neither would my wife. Because at the end of the day, the same things that she wouldn't like, I wouldn't like either. It goes both ways, hand in hand. Okay? It's a two-way street. Respect me and I'll respect you. But by all means, for fellas out there, for who's complaining that this girl's not texting me back, she's not hitting me back up, she flaked on me, who cares? That's someone else's headache. She's another man's problem. She's her mom's problem. She could be grandma's problem. She could be living in her grandma's house, grandpa, grandparents, parents. She could be in her 30s, her 40s, 50s. Let that be someone else's problem. She belongs to the streets, society. You don't deal with that. Society does. Her family, her friends. If she ever asks questions about money, or can you help me out, and she believes she could get a leeway because of how she looks, or she could get under your skin because you're a man, she thinks that she could use that against you, just be honest. Why don't you ask your husband? Why don't you ask your boyfriend? Why don't you ask your parents to help you? Why don't you ask your grandpa to help you? Why don't you ask your best friend to help you? Not do the opposite. Too many men does not have a backbone to just say the word no. All you have to do is say no. And just say, hey, why don't you ask your husband? Why don't you ask your boyfriend, your spouse, whoever? They have people around them already. Let the world solve their problems because they're a grown adult. And I can understand why a lot of men calls women overgrown children because of their own experience. Okay? That doesn't mean it's justified, because I already know in reality, I know how female nature works. I know how male nature works. God created that order in the first place. But every individual has their own mindset to think for themselves, to do what they want to do. We all make mistakes. Hold yourself accountable for your actions when the consequences is to reap on you. And at the end of the day, you're at work, you're at school, you see another woman's taken or not, whatever the case may be, you have a lot going on for yourself. You want nothing to do with this woman. Be real and honest with her. Just say no. She belongs to someone else, and she will be someone else's problem. Her problems will be someone else's problems, not yours. If it's your wife, your spouse, your boo, the one that you're going to rock with for life, that is completely different. But even men who are married, who are red-pilled, engaged, have a fiance, they already know in reality it's a stressful headache to deal with another woman when you have one already. That's why I don't get the polygamy crap. That's only a lustful reason of an excuse to sleep around and be a man whore and do what you want to do. STDs is real out here. This is not no game or a joke. You have to feed your spirit, your soul. The number one thing that I agree with is healing my soul and making sure I do good in this life. So when my time comes and when I'm dead, when it's time to be with the Lord, I want to be prepared. So I make sure I make it to be with the Lord. Not in hell. Not the people who lust, who sin, who are simps. I want to be in a good place. Have an eternal life. Okay? Now guys, fellas, ladies, you guys already know. You may have that one female friend, the ex. They want attention from you. They want to use you. Complain about their ex-boyfriend, whoever it may be. You don't owe them your time. If there's some value that's being put into the relationship and you can relate to something, to their problems, then that's understandable. By all means, do you. But at the end of the day, if you're stressing yourself out over another woman, fellas, and guys, I'm just speaking from another brother perspective, from my own experience, it's a headache. It's a headache. Her problems is someone else's problems. I best be assured. You have nothing else to worry about. And a lot of men shouldn't at the end of the day. Okay? This is Woken Red Pill here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.